Well, it's one of the biggest stories right now going on in country music. Probably the most talked about person right now in Nashville, may even be a name that some of you may have not heard yet. But I stress yet, because Kane Brown is 22 years old and he is red hot and his music is blowing up on the iTunes charts, and we are so pleased that he is with us now here on Kick FM. Kane, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, man. I'm doing great. Standing in front of the heater trying to get warm.
And where are you right now?
Right now we're in a house in Nashville. My managers are giving me a place to stay until we find a permanent home up here.
And as I mentioned, it's one of the hottest news items right now in country music. And, you know, everybody wants to know right now an independent Kane Brown, which is somewhat unheard of in country music. So you are really blazing a trail here. But I'm hearing rumors that unsigned may not last long.
It may not. It might. We don't know yet. We're going to have a meeting today to see what happens. We got somebody that's gonna. I'm not gonna announce who we're meeting with, but we have a meeting today with some people that's going to do something that they've never done before. So we're going to see how that works out.
Well, as you say, never been done before. What you're doing right now has not been done before in country music, and I think you might have even been quoted as saying, "Hey, this could be what Justin Bieber did in pop music." Give us the reason you gave that comparison.
I just gave that comparison because it was already in an article, so I thought it was pretty cool. And then a lot of Justin Bieber's fans have been reaching out to me lately. They even did a poll on Twitter that was like, "Who's hotter, Kane Brown or Justin Bieber?" So it's kind of weird, but
I'm sure the whole thing has been a little bit weird, and I certainly want to talk about what's happening with you now, but take us back a little bit. Talk about growing up and your love of music and how you became such a big fan of country music in particular.
So I grew up on a farm in Lafayette, Georgia, listening to a lot of Tim McGraw, just all kinds of stuff. And I moved to high schools a lot, and it got me where, it introduced me to a lot of new music. And pretty much just growing up around all different types of genres got me to where, I wanted to sing country music, but to these days, like, it's not the old school anymore. It's all different genres mixed in together. So I just took that and ran with it, and that's where it's got me where I'm at today.
And talk about how it first all got started. Obviously, putting some videos out on YouTube and started to get a nice little following. When did it first hit you that, man, this could be huge?
It hit me. I've been doing it 2 years now. I remember I got 60,000 shares whenever I covered Lee Brice's "I Don't Dance." And back then, I would get, average 5,000 likes on all my stuff. So, I thought I was doing good then, because it's a lot more than what the average person gets. But then recently, this last couple months, I put up a video, it automatically gets over 1 million views in, a couple of days. So, now it's like, okay, now I'm known. Now I can put stuff out, and people are actually going to listen to it. So, it's... Right now, but I'm just now figuring out I'm actually getting noticed.
Yeah, very cool. And as you mentioned, talking about some big things to come down the road, and I'm sure the crowds at the shows getting a little bigger now.
Yeah, man. We sold South Carolina. Well, we sold 2 South Carolina shows out in 3.5 hours, which is not it's not stadiums. It holds 700 people, but the first one I didn't promote it, sold out in 3 hours. The second, he thought he was going to do another show. And when I promoted it, it sold out in 30 minutes, and there's still people that's upset that they didn't get tickets. I'm ready to see how big of a stadium we can sell out.
And I understand, too, you're also getting set to open up for Parmalee. How big of an audience will you play in front of that night?
I think it holds 6,000.
So getting bigger and bigger as the popularity of Kane Brown, who joins us here on Kick FM, one of the biggest stories going right now in Nashville and in country music. And Kane, you talked about sort of these next steps with what's going to happen with your career and touring. How far out are you able to plan things right now? Is it literally changing by the day?
Yeah, well, so far, again, I can't announce this, but I got 2 big guys that came up to me during the CMA Fest, or not CMA Fest, the CMAs, and asked me if I wanted to open for them. And they're huge. I just can't announce it yet, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And talk about that experience, going to the CMAs. All the big names in country music are there. And as I was reading some of your social media posts, unbelievable for you. They know who you are.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the craziest one was Luke Bryan. When you make eye contact with somebody, but you don't want to like keep staring. I broke stare off, and then he made his way through the crowd up to me, and he came and shook my hand. He's the nicest guy I've ever met. Like, especially with how big he is, and he was like, man, you got to stop passing me on the iTunes charts. So it kind of gave me butterflies, made me happy.
That is fantastic. And the latest one moving up those charts is Used to Love You Sober, which dropped on iTunes October 21st. 3 weeks ago. It was a pretty big day for you as you also turned 22. Tell us about that song.
That song I wrote with Josh Hogue, the road I'm coming over, with Chris Young. We wrote it in like 2 hours, and we were surprised that it came out in such like a hit, because we feel like everybody can relate to it, because everybody's been through breakups and stuff. And that song just, I don't know, I really think it can hit home for a lot of people, and I feel like that's why so many people are getting it, and it's moving up the charts so quick.
We're talking with Kane Brown. He is blowing up the iTunes charts for country music. As I mentioned, Used to Love You Sober is the new song. Of course, the EP that came out previously has done extremely well with Closer, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about Kane Brown here in the near future in country music. Kane, who are your biggest influences in country music? Who would you, or maybe compare yourself to somebody that's out there?
Man, I love everybody, but if I'm going to compare myself, it's going to be like Chris Young's voice on a Sam Hunt track.
Well, hey, those are two of the biggest names going right now, so not bad comparisons right there. What is country music to you, Kane? You're going to get this question. You've already gotten it a lot. Hey, Kane Brown doesn't look country, or the sound may not be what we think of as country, but the country fans are saying a different story. So what's country music mean to you?
It depends. To me, it depends what you're talking about. You got the old school country, which is like Willie Nelson, all them, that they write about stories. But in the new days, if you can't tell, which I'm sure everybody can, it's evolving. So now it's just, I think everybody's getting away from the lifted trucks and girls and Daisy Dukes, and I'm just trying to change it to where it's at, but get away from all that. And I feel like country's in your blood. It's not what you wear in your closet. It's where you're from, and it's a heritage, pretty much.
Incredible. Kane Brown, it's a huge story right now, his rise to fame, mostly via social media, and it's going to get bigger, and things are going to absolutely blow up coming up for you, Kane Brown. And is it safe to say that next summer folks will probably be able to see you all over the country?
I hope so, but I'm going to say yes.
I think that's going to be expected. Hey, before we let you go and wish you well in the rest of your career, the person who set up this interview for us is actually one of your biggest fans, and she works in our office. Her name is Brennan. Can you give Brennan a quick shout out?
Yeah. Hey, Brennan, what's up? Hopefully I can, come and meet you one day. Can't wait.
We hope so. We hope to bring you out to our area, and we'll let people know Used to Love You Sober on iTunes. Folks can go purchase that now. The new video is out. You can follow Kane Brown, of course, on all the different social media outlets. At Kane Brown on Twitter. He's on Instagram, Facebook, over 1 million followers, and KaneBrownMusic.com is where you can find him on the web. Best of luck with the meeting today. We expect big news soon, Kane Brown, and we appreciate your time very much.
Okay, man. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.